Hi guys, today I want to talk about something that is very important. If you're trying to be happy, fulfilled, contented, whatever it is you're trying to be in life, you need these important ingredients. Without this, you're just never gonna make it. You might be this or that, you might be pretty, rich, exposed, well traveled, knowledgeable, educated, but if you don't have this, you literally don't have anything because you're going to struggle all your life. You're going to struggle to be contented. You're going to struggle to be happy. You're going to struggle to be fulfilled. You're going to struggle in every area of your life. Before we go on to talk about what that is, let's talk about my beautiful bracelets. For those who don't know, I have a beautiful business called the Purple Shop. At the Purple Shop, we sell beaded jewelry and lovely bags. I have a big dream to take my business to a beautiful level. I love to say beautiful instead of big and whatever, but yeah, I plan to make my business into something very big, something very huge, something that all the girlies can plug in and absolutely love. And I would like you to follow me on Instagram. My business page is the Purple Shop Niger. Please follow me and let's get this brand moving. So if you notice, my beaded bracelet is green. This one is green on the side, and this has a little bit of a bluish purple vibe to fit my head wrap. And I'm wearing a green eyeshadow. Why? Because my cousin, my beautiful, amazing cousin. I use the word beautiful a lot. My beautiful, amazing cousin is getting married, and the theme of the wedding, the color theme is green. And I do this in anticipation of the wedding. I'm so excited about the wedding because I know that my girl is happy, and whatever makes my girls happy makes me happy. Anyway, let's get into the gist of today. Today, I want to talk about the importance of having a healthy self-esteem in your 20s. Having a healthy self-esteem in your 20s. Having a healthy self-esteem is not something that is common amongst Nigerian young adults because many of us were raised by a generation of people who had little to no self-esteem. It is not exactly their fault. They were also raised that way. And if you don't have a healthy self esteem, you simply cannot raise a child who has a healthy self esteem. Now, your child can grow up and learn to build their own self esteem. Your child can grow up and develop a healthy self esteem. But if you, as the parents, don't have a healthy self esteem, you simply cannot imbibe that value that you don't have in your child. Because a lot of people think that, oh, they're just going to raise their child and tell them, oh, you're confident, you're great, you're smart, you're this. And those are good, those are excellent ways to validate your kids. But your kids are looking at you and they're going to do as you do, not necessarily as you say. So there's nothing as good as doing and saying. You can orally teach your kids, listen, this is how I want you to live your life, this is how confident I want you to be. But it is also important to be confident. If you are a kind of person that loves your body, you adore yourself, you take good care of yourself, you're going to raise daughters who love themselves, who adore themselves, and who think very well, very highly of themselves. Many young adults in Nigeria did not just grow up with parents who had unhealthy self-esteem, who had no self-esteem, but also grew up with parents who broke them, who made sure that they had low self-esteem. So it wasn't just that for a lot of people, it wasn't just that their parents had low self-esteem or they had no self-esteem. It was that their parents are the reasons that they have low self-esteem, as in they have parents who broke them, parents who bullied them. A lot of people will tell you that my mom was my first bully, my dad was my first bully. So a lot of Nigerian young adults struggle with low self-esteem, and in this video I'm going to tell you why it is very important for you to build your self-esteem in your 20s. Now, a lot of people did not get to build their self-esteem in their teenage years, so the next time to build it, of course, is your 20s. And that doesn't mean, of course, that if you did not build your self-esteem in your 20s, that that's the end. Of course not. You can start at any age, at any time. Listen, whenever you wake up, that is your morning. You can start building your self-esteem in your 20s. You can start in your 30s. You can start in your 40s. Heck, you can even start in your 50s. How about that? Like, there is no time when it's like, oh, shut the door, that's the end of the show. No, it's never gonna happen. Whenever you wake up, that is your morning. If you decide today in your late 20s, maybe you're 39, you're 46, and you say, okay, this today I want to be different. Today I want to build a healthy self-esteem for myself. You totally can. Now, what does it mean to have a healthy self-esteem? Having a healthy self esteem is really just regarding yourself highly. That is just it. Your self esteem is how you esteem, value, or see yourself. It's really your self perception. How do you see yourself? And this is not something that, oh, you say out loud, like, oh, okay, I think I'm this and that, I'm this, I'm that. And I'm not the kind of person who necessarily believes that, oh, confidence is silent, and if you're confident, then you have to shush and it's what. No. You can say, I think, I believe that I am this and that, and believe that you are this and that, and live that life and be all about that life. But you can also say these things and not actually believe them. So, your self esteem is not necessarily what you say you are, even though it's a part of it. It is mostly what you think you are, what you believe that you are, who you see yourself as. Do you see yourself as a loser? Do you see yourself as a beautiful person? Do you see yourself as someone who is worthy? And I think this is the most important part of it all. Do you believe that you are worthy, that you are worthy of being alive, that you're worthy of the beautiful experiences that you have, that you're worthy of the things that you have achieved? Because a lot of people are beautiful, beautiful, beautiful people. They are intelligent, they are smart, they are good people, they have integrity, they are honest, but they are rich. Some of them are even very rich, but they don't have confidence because they lack a healthy self-esteem. They have little to zero self-esteem. They don't think good, they don't think highly of themselves. They see themselves as inferior. Even though they're not going to tell you, oh, listen, I see myself as inferior. They feel inferior to other people. They're in the midst of people and they don't feel worthy. They don't think that they deserve the things that they have. And when bad things happen to them, they believe that they deserve to have those bad things happen to them because they don't see themselves as innately valuable, innately worthy. They see themselves as people who don't deserve whatever it is that is good. If it's bad, then they deserve it. If it's good, then they deserve it. And you know the crazy thing about having not having a healthy self-esteem, it will seep into every area of your life. So whether it's in your romantic relationship or your platonic relationship or your career, if you don't have a healthy self-esteem, it will show. But at the same time, if you have a healthy self-esteem, it is going to help you in every aspect of your life, in your romantic relationship, your platonic relationship, your career, your business, whatever it is. When you have a healthy self-esteem, it greatly helps. You know what's interesting about having a healthy self-esteem? You cannot fake it. You can fake confidence, but you cannot fake a high self-esteem. You cannot fake a healthy self-esteem. You can say, oh, I'm just going to act like it and I'll be it. You cannot fake it to make it when it comes to self-esteem. You can fake it to make it when it comes to confidence, because confidence can be forced. You can force yourself to do what you were not so confident to do. But to think of yourself highly, to have a certain level of self-regard for yourself, you simply cannot fake it. If you start to act as though you have a healthy self-esteem, your behavior will betray you. Your actions, your inactions will betray you. The things that you tolerate in relationships, in your career, in your business will reflect whether or not you actually believe that you're someone who is worthy of respect, that you're someone who is worthy, that you're someone who genuinely loves and respects themselves. The reason you should have a healthy self esteem is because when you have a healthy self esteem, you have a better quality of life. You have a better quality of life. It is not really your achievements that make you happy. It is not really your your beauty or whatever that makes you happy. It is really how you decide to experience this world. There are so many people who are not beautiful, who are not rich, and they're happy. And this sounds so weird because I love money and I love looking beautiful. So I don't want this to be one of those, oh, you can be happy with all those earthly things. But the thing is, those things do not necessarily make you happy or make you regard yourself highly. They are just one of the things that will help. They will enhance what is already there. Do you understand? If you're a confident person, your person who thinks highly of themselves, you already think you're worthy. So when you achieve, you get degrees, you make money, you look beautiful, those are additions. Those things are additions. They are enhancements. They are not the real deal. It's like a cake, right? The cake is the actual cake. The cake is the actual cake. But the icing on the cake can be the money, the beauty, the achievements, the friends, the relationship, the marriage, the friendships, the whatever. Those are like the icing. They definitely enhance your life. They definitely make life more beautiful. They definitely give you a better experience in life. But the cake is actually what is in there, what is inside you, what is deposited inside you, what you think of yourself. And you cannot fake it. You can't fake it. That's why there are so many people who would say, oh, I'm this, I'm that, and this and that. But in their private lives, they take so much bullshit. They tolerate so much nonsense. They allow themselves to, be bullied by their friends, by their romantic partners, by their family members. It's because even though they say all those things, they don't really believe it. And their actions are starting to betray what they really think of themselves inside. So you cannot fake it. You cannot fake having a healthy self esteem. You just have to do the work to make sure that you have a healthy self esteem. Having a healthy self esteem will help you have better experiences in your relationships. Let me ask you a question that I often ask people when we talk about relationships and stuff. If you don't respect yourself, if you don't love yourself, if you don't regard yourself highly, isn't it ridiculous to expect that other people extend those same feelings towards you? Isn't it ridiculous to expect that people regard you highly, that people respect you, that people love you when even you don't love yourself? Apart from the fact that my YouTube is really just navigating my 20s and helping other people navigate their 20s and just being making the kind of videos that I didn't see people make when I was looking for stuff like this. I also think that your 20s is a beautiful time to start working actively on building your self esteem because then you're just starting out in life, right? And as you grow, your self esteem will determine a lot of things and determine whether or not you have better quality relationships. One thing I'll always advise any woman out there, before you get into a relationship as a young woman or as someone who is recently divorced, who has just left a long term relationship, build your self esteem. Build your self esteem. Don't bother with guys. If you know that especially if you know that you come from a family where you watch dysfunction happen, you watch abuse, which is extremely common in many Nigerian families, please leave relationships alone and work on your self-esteem. Even before you start looking for jobs, before you start working, please work on your self-esteem. It is so important. It is very important because your self-esteem determines the kind of people who even ask you out. I was reading an article the other day, and this person, the writer of the article, said that she noticed that whenever she is in a good place in life, that is, whenever her self esteem is high up there, the kind of men she attracts are so different from the kind of men that she attracts when her self esteem is very high or when her self-esteem is very low and she's in a very horrible place in life. Now, I'm not the kind of person that believes that, oh, you attract bad men, like you just attract, I think you attract all kinds of people. But when you are a certain kind of person, when you're someone who is very obviously not confident, very obviously have a low self-worth, you definitely will attract more of the bad guys. And even if you attract all kinds of people, the kinds of men who would stay are men who are low quality people. The kind of friends who would stay are low quality people, people who want to treat you badly, people who want to take advantage of the fact that you have no no self-esteem and no regard for yourself. People who want to like, they're like, because they also have low self-worth, they also have low self-esteem, they also have zero regard for themselves. So they're going to think, this person does not think highly of herself, so I'm just going to join in and add to her problems. The thing is, people who treat other people badly also have low self-esteem. The people who we call narcissists, the people we call selfish people, self-absorbed people, the people we call selfish, we say, oh, they take advantage of other people. Guess what? They also have low self-esteem, and they are always looking for people with low self-esteem that they can prey on. So when you have low self-esteem and you're putting yourself out there, trying to date, trying to make new friends, it's like you're saying, I call on predators, I call on users, I call on... No. Work on your self-esteem first, then you can make friends. Work on your self-esteem first, and then you can start dating. Of course, it's not a one-day work. Do you understand? You don't have to say, oh, not dating until my self-esteem is in a perfect place, because self-esteem doesn't work that way. It drops and it goes high. A lot of people think that once you have a high self-esteem, that's it, you don't need to do anything. That's not true. That is not true, especially when your foundation is shaky. And a lot of people in Nigeria, a lot of young people in Nigeria, like I said in the starting of my video, have low self-esteem. They have a lot of work to do. They have a shaky foundation. So your self-esteem will drop and increase depending on how you're building yourself and the experiences that you have. So a person can have a high self-esteem, but on some days they have a higher self-esteem than on some other days. Do you understand? But it's definitely like a something that, like, it's there. When you have a self-esteem, this thing is like something is there. You can build on it. It can go down a bit, but the point is it is there. So you don't need to say, oh, I'm going to wait until I'm perfectly, my self-esteem is perfect before I can date or make friends. No, not necessarily. But you do need to make sure that it is there. That okayness is there. That I am enough, I am sufficient for myself is there. Then you can build upon it and get better with time. But you shouldn't shut yourself out of life experiences and out of experiencing relationships and marriage and whatever it is that you want to experience, friendships, just because, oh, my self-esteem is still not where I want it to be. But you should definitely keep building on it, and you should make sure that it is there, it is in existence. Also, having a better self-esteem will help you take good care of your health. You see, when you value yourself, when you see yourself as someone that is worth it, as someone that deserves to be here, deserves to be alive, you tend to pay more attention to your health. You tend to pay more attention to what is going on inside your body. When you love yourself, you want to be healthy. When you respect yourself, you want to shield yourself from low quality experiences that would harm your health, that will harm your body, that will harm your mental health. When you love yourself, when you have a healthy self-esteem, you don't want to be friends with someone who will constantly start doing things to push you down and take you to a place where you don't want to be, take you to a place where your mental health will be affected. When you respect and love yourself, you don't want to get involved with certain things that you can get addicted to and then would ruin your life or ruin your focus, ruin things for you in general. That is why it is so important to have a healthy self-esteem in your 20s. You can start working on it now. It's never too late. Please, it doesn't matter if you're in your mid-20s, your early 20s, your late 20s. Please start working on it. Start working on your self-esteem, because this is what you need to guide you as you start life, as you go out into the world and make something of yourself. You want to make sure that you have a healthy self-esteem. You want to make sure that you are okay in yourself. I call having a healthy self-esteem a sense of okayness, a sense of, this person might be living my life, but I am okay. I'm going to be fine. I might not have money right now, but I'm okay. I'm going to be fine. I might currently be broke, but I'm okay. I'm going to be fine. I might not be as good looking as I would love to look, but I'm okay. I am fine. I might have just lost that job, but I'm okay. I am fine. When you have that inner anchor, that inner okayness, that inner balance, you're able to navigate life better. A lot of people cannot deal with rejection because they have extremely low self-esteem. So when someone walks out of their life, it's a shit show. They start to do drugs, do different things, start getting addicted, start using things to as an escape, using sex as an escape, because they don't have that inner anchor. But when you have that inner anchor, it serves as a balance. Now, it might, like I said earlier, it might go down the balance a bit like a scale, right? It might go down a bit, it might go up a bit, but the point is, it is there, and it is there to keep you grounded. So your self-esteem is that inner sense of okayness, that inner balance that helps you and guides you through life. It is you knowing that I got me, I got myself, I have my own back. And this affects a lot of young people because some people have gotten it so bad that they can't even be alone. I'm not talking about being afraid of being alone because you've gone through some traumatic experience like the death of someone, armed robbery, kidnapping, whatever. But I'm talking about people just being severely uncomfortable with being alone. You can't be alone in your room, sometimes maybe without your phone. You can't, some people can't even be alone with their phones. They just constantly want to be in the presence of other people because they don't want to be alone with their thoughts. That is not the way to live. Learn to be alone. Learn to love yourself so much that you enjoy your own company. And let me ask you another question. If you don't like your own company, why should another person like or enjoy your company? And let me tell you something that is very, very certain to happen. When people notice, when people see, when they observe that you are scared of being alone, they will definitely milk that. They will take advantage of it. Doesn't matter how good that person is, whether it's your boyfriend, your friend, your neighbor, whatever, even your family members, doesn't matter how good they are as people. When someone notices that you find it very difficult to be on your own, to just do things on your own, they are going to milk it. They are going to take advantage of it. I feel inclined to add the fact that you are never too damaged to work on your self esteem. There's never going to be a point where it's like, oh, I'm beyond redemption. No, nobody is beyond redemption. Because I know I talk to a lot of women, a lot of young women, and they're like, oh, you don't know how I grew up. Even if you grew up in a family where your parents are always telling you, they wake up every morning and say, you are useless, you are no good, you are nothing, you cannot amount to anything in life. Even if you have parents like that, even if you had siblings who mocked you, even if you had friends who treated you badly, you were in relationships where you were beaten, or you had extremely horrible relationships, none of those matter. None of that matters. You can rebuild yourself. You can take yourself from point zero to a 100. You can take yourself from minus 100 to 100 positive, to a positive 100. You can do it. You can do it. You are never ever beyond redemption. You can save yourself. And at any time in your life, any point in your life, you can be in an abusive relationship and decide, you know what? I deserve better than this. And I'm not even talking about abusive relationship as in romantic. I'm not just talking about romantic relationships, right? Whenever I say relationships, I like to add that it is not, because abuse doesn't just go on in romantic relationships. Sometimes your abusers could be your friends. Your abusers could be your parents. They could be your siblings. So at any point in your life, you can decide that I have had enough. I do not want to be this person anymore. You can change your life. And it all starts within. It all starts with how you see yourself. And it's not even about waking up every morning and saying, oh, I'm beautiful, I'm this, I'm blessed. You can't do all those things. They help. They can work. But it is not really that. It is you just seeing a value in yourself and saying, I matter, I am important, I am somebody. You are somebody. You deserve the good things of life. You are somebody. You are deserving. By virtue of you being in existence, you deserve good things. You deserve to have good experiences. You deserve to go after the dreams that you desire for yourself. You deserve to chase your dreams. You deserve to have a good life. You deserve whatever you decide that you deserve. As long as it does not encroach on the rights of other people, you deserve it. You deserve good relationships. You deserve to be with someone who loves you and you love them back. You deserve to have friends who, when they see you, they are so happy. They are so happy to have you amongst them. You deserve that. You deserve to have a best friend who also loves you and sees you as a best friend. You deserve to be in a beautiful, amazing family. You can't force that. I mean, you don't exactly choose your family. But if you don't have that, go out there and make your own family. You deserve to love yourself. You deserve to wake up in the morning, have your bath, take good care of it, scrub your body and say, I love my, this is what a beautiful body. I feel so privileged to have this body. You deserve to live a good life. You deserve to exist peacefully, just on your own, just existing. You deserve all of that. And how do you make sure that you believe that you deserve these things? I'm going to talk about how to develop a healthy self-esteem in consequent videos, and even talk about how to maintain your self-esteem. But one thing I want you to know is this is the time. Today is the day. If you know that you struggle with low self-esteem, today is the day that you can sit down and say, listen, I no longer want to live this way. It doesn't matter how much you've tried and faltered. Maybe you told yourself that you respect yourself more, and then you went and go and enter into one relationship. It doesn't matter. You can start again. You can start all over. You can start over. You can start all over. You can do it even if you've done it 10 times before. You can do it 11th time today. You can try for the 11th time. You can do it. It is not undoable. You are not irredeemable. You can help yourself. You can start creating a different narrative for yourself. There are people who are so damaged that they never see anything good in themselves. They never see anything good in themselves. They are so damaged. And it is not something that cannot be fixed. You just need to start doing what you need to do to get yourself to that place where your view of yourself changes. You can create a different narration for yourself in your head. I remember having a conversation with someone, and she said, listen, I can't be like you because not everybody has that thing. You are this, and I'm this and that, and I can't be like you. Not everybody is as this and this and this and this as you are. And I looked at her and I said, I think that was one of the last conversations that we had before we stopped being friends. And I said, I wish God can allow you to see yourself the way that I see you. Only then will you understand how incredibly beautiful you are. And I wasn't joking. I wasn't bullshitting her. This person was incredibly beautiful, incredibly intelligent. But for some reasons, this person kept getting into the wrong relationships, kept getting involved with men who had no respect for her. But that day, I told myself, I said, this is it. And this brings me to my last point. Nobody can help you to see yourself. Nobody can give you a healthy self-esteem. Nobody can help you. Only you can help yourself. The only people who can help you are your parents when you were younger. They could have instilled that value in you when you were younger. That's how they can help you. But once they didn't do that, or maybe they even made your self-esteem worse, they made the way you view yourself worse. As long as they didn't do that, they can't do it for you anymore. Nobody can chew and swallow for you. They can only chew for you. Nobody can swallow. I told her, I said, I wish you can see yourself the way I see you. But you can't see yourself the way I see you unless you're willing to come and stand where I'm standing and look at yourself. I can't swallow for you. Nobody can do it for you. Self-esteem is a very deeply personal work that you will have to do on yourself. If you want to have a healthy self-esteem, you will sit down, you will do the homework by yourself. Nobody can do it for you. And it doesn't matter how beautiful, how rich, how valuable you are on the outside. If you don't have it on the inside, you simply don't have it. And you cannot hide it because it will reflect. It will betray you via your actions, via the things that you accept, via the things that you do. You cannot run. It's like your shadow. You can't run faster than your shadow. You can't outrun your shadow. Your shadow will always follow you wherever you go, right? So if you have an unhealthy self-esteem, even if you try to pretend and act like it's not there, one day it will come out and nobody can do it for you. You cannot, no amount of pep talk can change you. If you don't stand at a place where you are starting to see yourself, nobody can see you for you. Nobody can enter into you and now observe. No, nobody can do that. You are the one that will do it for yourself. So having a healthy self-esteem, developing a healthy self-esteem is a very personal work. And it is a must. Unless you want to have low quality experiences, unless you want to live a low quality life, you need to do it yourself. I was reading this lady talk about how she lost a lot of weight and then she was still wasn't feeling good and what. I'm like, because the weight wasn't your problem. Your self-esteem was your problem. A person with a healthy self-esteem, when they lose weight, because it is their desired weight they are getting to, they become more confident. They become their self-esteem, I told you it's a balance. It goes up, right? But when you already don't have anything, even if you lose all the weight in the world, you're still gonna feel as shitty as you felt when you were not slender or not your new weight. You're still gonna feel that bad because the problem was never your weight. The problem was how you see yourself. In fact, I'm going to add that to the list. Before you decide to lose weight as a big person, please work on your self-esteem. Before you decide to do any alterations to your body, whether you want to get a BBL, whatever, work on your self-esteem. When you now work on your self-esteem, if you still want to do that thing, you will do it. It will make you feel better, right? But if you don't work on your self-esteem, you're only going to be the same person that you were. It will change on your outside. The change will reflect on the outside, but inside, you're still the same. If you see yourself, if you look into the mirror and you see a rat, it doesn't matter. Even if you use all the costume of a lion and whatever, it doesn't matter. How you see yourself is what matters, because at the end of the day, you are the one who is going to spend the most time with yourself. So if you are the wrong person in your head, even if everybody sees you as the best thing after sliced bread, if when you're alone with yourself in your heart, you don't see yourself as that good, you see yourself as a good for nothing person, you see yourself as unworthy, undeserving, you see yourself as ugly, you see yourself as wow, who is this self? If that is your attitude towards yourself, my darling, none of those external validation matters. If people keep telling one person, you're beautiful, you're gorgeous, if she does not see it, none of it matters. Guys, thank you very much for watching my video. In consequent videos, I'm going to be talking about how to build a healthy self-esteem and how to maintain a healthy self-esteem. Till we meet again. Bye.